Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I know there's loads of games on the Switch that everyone talks about, those first party titles, but I just wanted to make a slightly different video where we're talking about some of the must-have third party games. So let's take a look at what's made that list. First game I'm going to start with then is World War Z. So it's a third party zombie shooter. There's basically multiple levels and sections to each level to work through, and you'll find yourself and your team up against large hordes, and you must basically choose the best tower defense weapons to not get overrun. So there'll be smaller areas with, just a few zombies, and then you get into these large battles and it becomes a tower defense game. So there's a couple of different ways to play. There is an online section of the game, but you can also just play single player and you just have 3 people on your team as well. Not sure how well the online part is doing at the moment. I don't know if there's people still playing, but certainly for the single player I absolutely loved it, and I love playing through the levels just on my own. Had great fun. Next up then we have got Starlink for the Switch. Now this is constantly overlooked, and it basically shows that modern games rarely get a second bite of the cherry. If you get a bad game at launch, then it's pretty much over. It's going to affect sales, and that's pretty much what happened here. So the game involves basically flying around, fighting enemies, collecting various loot. It was a toys to game when they were really popular, and I think the popularity of that had pretty much finished by the time this was released. Now, you don't need to buy the toys anymore. You can obviously buy everything on the eShop. You can buy like individual guns and stuff on the eShop, but again, it's not that necessary. You don't really need to buy anything other than the base game, and you can still find the base game really cheap for this one. So do look out for it, because I picked it up for £10, which is an unbelievable price. You also get to play as Star Fox in the Switch version, so they were granted the license to use Star Fox for this game, which is great, and I think it's the closest thing we're going to get to an actual Star Fox game. So if you do enjoy those games, then this is definitely worth picking up, and I think it is probably our version of a Star Fox game on the Switch. The third game on the list is Kingdom of Amalur. Now this is arguably one of the best action RPGs on the Switch. The weapon choice in this game is absolutely huge. It's such a fast-paced game as well, and if you prefer obviously faster-paced combat, then you're able to find weapons to match that style of play. But for people who prefer slower weapons or to like to sneak around, then there's also weapons for that as well. It's absolutely fantastic. Loved every moment of this game, and the great thing about this is we have DLC that is coming to this game this year, so I cannot wait to start playing that DLC when it finally arrives. I'm really excited. This is one of my favourite games of all time. Next up then, we've got a huge realistic driving sim. Now, in my review, I called it a truck driving RPG, and that really sums up the game perfectly. I don't think this is a great game for a casual gamer, and that's just because of the amount of detail that the game goes into. If you are someone that really enjoys driving sims, you're going to absolutely love this. If you've never played a driving simulator, just be prepared for quite a steep learning curve, and be prepared to learn everything there is to know about how to drive a truck and how to deliver certain things. But it is a fantastic game. It's just one of those games that you need to put a lot of hours in to get the most out of it. Next one is Bravely Default 2. Now, this game really feels like a modern take on a classic turn-based RPG. For me, the cel-shaded artwork, it means that the game looks great, because I absolutely love cel-shaded artwork. But what it also means is it's going to continue to look great in years to come. Make sure you have got plenty of free time if you're going to start playing this one, because it's a lot of grinding. There's a lot of hours to be put into this game. It's a great Japanese RPG, so if you've got a lot of free time, pick this one up. If you're a bit short on time, this one might be one to leave when you have got a bit more spare time. Moving on then to Dragon Quest XI's. So although this is one of the first games to actually come to the Switch, 6 years on, the game still looks and plays fantastically. Now, it is a huge game, but it is also great for beginners looking to get into turn-based games. So it's something that I think someone who has been playing RPGs for a long time can enjoy, but if it's your first go at an RPG, you're still going to love it as well. Monster Hunter Rise then, and you must really own this game. If you could only own one game on the Switch, it would be difficult not to pick this as the game. This is an action RPG. Each level has different missions to complete, and it also has a tower defense section of the game, so it's allowing you to face off against multiple larger monsters at once, as well as kind of setting out your defenses as well. You can probably play this game for hundreds and hundreds of hours easily. There is so many different weapons types, there's so many different armor types, there's so many things to collect in this game, and you've also got the absolutely massive DLC in Sunbreak as well. But believe me, you're going to have to put at least 50-60 hours into this game just to be able to actually unlock the opportunity to buy and play the Sunbreak DLC. Just a couple left to go then. So the next one is Enderling Extinction is Forever. Now this is actually one of the highest scoring games on the Switch. This is an incredibly emotional adventure game. You take control of a fox and you must hunt for her missing cub. And as well as trying to find your missing cub, you must also try and keep your 3 other cubs alive. The last one then is No Man's Sky. So this is a massive space adventure survival game involving exploring multiple galaxies, collecting materials to help basically build your new base. It's another one of those games that just shouldn't run on the Switch, but it does run, and it runs fantastically. I had a lot of fun just playing through the story mode of this game, but there's also 2 other ways to play as well, and it does look really good on that small OLED screen. But it is a game again that you can put hundreds and hundreds of hours into, and I think it's well worth picking up. I think probably looking through this list, Monster Hunter Rise is up there, but then this is probably not far behind it of a game that you must own. That's everything from me then, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like obviously handheld gaming, whether that be on the Steam Deck, the Switch, or however many other ways there is to play in handheld mode, obviously do subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Take care everyone, thank you.